Today, my goal is to build a website that helps you share a specific event in time with someone quickly. And I called it @Exactly, like @exactly. So let's go and show, once again, my advanced planning tool. I'm going to build this screen where you can go and enter a date and time. And then whenever you get a URL from this screen, you will see maybe a cool clock and maybe a big date or something on the right there. So like I said, we got 4 hours. My goal is to do all of that, complete it, deploy it, and be done in the next 3 hours and 50 minutes, I guess. So let's go ahead and get up a command prompt again. All right. I'm kind of walking through what I do, as a one-person development job. This is how I kind of work. So let's go ahead into projects. So let's see here. So, and I did manage to get a directory created so far. And let's init it. Let's do a git init in here because I like to start off from the beginning with a git repository. And I've been running, unfortunately, my favorite editor is Atom, but Atom is end of life now, and it's starting to show its age and have problems because nobody's maintaining it. So I switched to Sublime Text for now. I know a lot of people use VS Code and stuff. And maybe I'll play with that sometime, but I'm going to stick with this because it kind of feels familiar to me. So let's go ahead and get into our cool new. And exactly. All right. So the architecture of this thing is cool because there is no server-side component to this. My plan is to do everything on the client side. So when you put in your date and time, I'm going to construct a URL that will then be interpreted on the client side because the client knows your time zone. The thing is the server doesn't really know. I can infer it. I can do some things to find out. But the client does know what time zone you're in. So I want to write JavaScript on the client side to interpret the URL that came back and show the current time where you're at, right? So that's good because now we can just use a static web server to test stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and bring one of those up really quick. What I tend to use for quick stuff like this is use the HTTP server that's built into Python. So now we've got a web server up. And now we need a web page. So for this kind of stuff, I keep Googling the same site over and over. I don't know how many times I've used this site, but I can never remember what it is. But I just want a minimal HTML5 page template. And let's go see what we got here. It is, I think it's SitePoint. That's the one where I always find it. Yep. And this is it. So let's start from here. Thank you again, SitePoint. So we'll give it a title. And I will be putting in a style sheet, so I'm going to go ahead and preload that. And I tend to call mine main, just because I like it better. And this will give us a false feeling of accomplishment once we get this going. So where's my, I'm in a folder, so why didn't it infer that? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay, and so actually, I'm going to show you another little trick. Is you're tempted to just put this directly in the root, but over the years you'll learn that there's other stuff that you're going to want to do, like maybe some design assets and things like that you're going to have to keep in this project. So go ahead and do yourself a favor and create yourself a www folder and put it in there first. And that means, of course, I'm going to go back here and fix this. Yep. And go back and get the server running. Okay. So now, we get a browser up. Chrome, and I'm on the cusp of not using Chrome anymore either, but for now it lives. But it's ta-da! All right, guys. Any questions? We're done. Is that good? Yeah. Okay, so we've got a website up. The big thing when you're starting a project like this is kind of doing the infrastructure stuff correctly so you don't have to backtrack. I mean, when you're a solo developer, you don't really have time to refactor stuff. So the goal is to do things correctly the first time through, and then you're good to go. So, we're going to create these folders here. So we're going to need our CSS folder, right? And we're going to need our JavaScript folder. And let's go ahead and create our style. Let's see. So let's just do this for now, just to see if it's working. What's a good color? We use just that's gonna be terrible. Okay, and okay, and we got our main file here, and I do this usually just to make sure everything's connected. And we'll refresh. Yep, we're getting our alert. And that's a lovely golden background. Okay. So our basic infrastructure setup, we've got our style file, we got our JavaScript file. Now the next thing, I do is I start to kind of mock up the structure of the page. So it's not really a mock-up, but I'm going to go ahead in here. It's a good practice. I don't know if you guys are familiar with HTML5, but there's actually a header element, so you can use that for the header. Make your life easier. There's a main element. We'll use that for the main part of the site. And we'll create a footer too. Why not? The footer is actually probably the easiest one, so let's go and do that first. And I think I'm going to go ahead. Yeah, just do it this way. And I'll put in a link later, but let's just get that going. Okay. Now, so that gives us the basic infrastructure for this site. So the next thing I want to do is, my vision for this thing is it's going to be a fixed size site. It's always going to take up the whole page. So let's go ahead back into style, and let's make something more useful in here. Let's say height is 100%, and width is 100%. Let's see, we didn't really see much there, but we can verify that it actually is. If we look at the body, yep, we'll see it's 100%. Header, main is 0 sized, and footer, right? So now we're going to get into some layout stuff. The easiest way I found to deal with this kind of layout, whenever you're in, this is a fairly simple site, so we don't have to get fancy with it. But what we can do is display. We're going to use FlexGrid. FlexGrid is really easy for this kind of stuff. And then what we'll do is we'll say main. We'll let it grow. We'll say flex grow 1. So now we'll fix the, oh wait, I see, because, yep, flex direction. All right. So once again, even after all these years, I actually had to write an app for myself to remember how FlexGrid works. Although there's a nice little tool built in now to the developer tools in Chrome that help you with this, but yeah, there we go. But I made this thing to help me remember. So flex direction, we want column, right? And then, yeah, okay. So we're going to go with flex direction. Okay. And actually, we want to change something else up here. We want this to be overflow hidden. Yep. And we'll see that it actually, this I think gets into the box model stuff, right? So let's do this. Immediately reset these. And I could use something like reset CSS. I do that sometimes too. And now we're kind of okay. So I think this site would probably be okay just as centered. We'll just go with centering it. So we're going to center the border box. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. All right. Let's try that. Once again, from Nave, he showed me a cool, let me try this one, just see how that works. We'll make every element like that. Okay. Now this is kind of something I got into. I was talking to some people on LinkedIn yesterday about comments in code. One thing that's really underappreciated is white space in code. So before you start thinking about writing comments for things, think about using white space more and using it to kind of group related things together, and it can give you a really good idea of the flow of things. Like, okay, so height and width, your eye immediately says, okay, height and width, I get it, what he's doing there. He's making it full size. And then overflow hidden, okay, well, there's a new idea, right? So think about using white space in your code more, and it really enhances readability when you come back later and look at it. It's really good. So nice. This is looking really good. Okay. Oh, another thing you'll find, especially if we're going to do mobile here in a minute, I'll show you right away what happens if you don't. You get this, right? Pardon me, so we're going to set the meta viewport tag, and I can't remember that. It's like, yep, that's the one. So we'll throw this in the header. And now, when we do this and we flip to mobile for a second, it looks better, right? Okay. All right. So now, the other thing I want to do is I want to center everything. So I'm going to use the flex. Once again, flex is great for this kind of stuff. So let's see, I think it's center, right? So it's align items. So we'll go back into here. Okay. Yeah, but that looks kind of wonky. I really want the footer to be, well, don't want the footer to be over. Yeah, I do. So let's fix this, make it a little bit better. What we'll do is, so I'll make the header flex and I'll center it that way. So right after my body. Let's see here. Yeah, after body. Okay, here's another little tip. So when you're organizing your CSS and stuff, think from bigger to smaller, right? So, I mean, it is nice to keep things in order, like header. I'm going to put a header here right after body tag, but before main tag, just because that's kind of how it falls in the document. And so it's these little things that reduce the amount you have to think later, right? I can put it anywhere technically, but the more I preload things like this and make them simple in the beginning, the easier my life is later, right? So display flex and justify content center. And boom. So now that's centered up there. Let's go ahead and add some input controls and stuff to make it feel like a site. So go in here, and this is how I do things, and I'm not sure if everybody's going to like this, but I tend to use my own code frameworks for things. Like I make custom controls a lot. You know, I could do this with pure JavaScript and divs and that sort of thing, but I really don't like that. And it's my stream, so I can do what I want. So I'm going to do it this way. So I use this thing I made called, let's see, PH. It's plain HTML stuff. So let me find PH. Where is it? There's PH right there. So I'm going to grab this, and let's go over here. Okay. So I'm going to add, what I've taken to doing now is, instead of cherry picking the H file and putting it in here, I just create a submodule so I can keep everything synced up easily. So all right. Okay. So now, if everything went well, we should have, okay, I've got my plain HTML thing. And so now I can include this by just going directly into the project folder. So PH. So what this framework I wrote does is it lets me make custom elements for things pretty easily. It does require a little bit of setup. Let's go ahead in here. Now is a good time. We're going to create our on DOM content loaded. There we go. Our initialization function, right? Do I really care about the event? I don't think I do. And let's just make sure we're there first. Okay. Oh, and let's restart our server. Yep, loaded. Okay. So if anybody's interested and you want to read up on my little component library, the way you use it is you include the script, and then you have to call an init function, right? So let's see. You got to call ph init, right? And then you can add an event listener for ph loaded, and that means that the framework is loaded. So what we're going to do is, in here, we're going to call ph init to initialize this framework, right? And then we'll add a new event listener for ph loaded to know that the plain HTML framework is in fact loaded. And that's where I would do the actual initialization for my app, because if I have custom elements, they won't be custom elements until this loaded function is complete. So let's just verify that that's the case. It's not, so let's find out why. ph init is not defined. It's called ph init, right? Did I type it wrong? ph, let's type ph here, how about that? Maybe that'll help. Ph loaded, boom. Okay, here's another thing, and I know this seems goofy, but I just hate seeing errors in my console, so let's go ahead and get ourselves a fave icon somewhere. So let's go ahead and do a real quick fave icon. Yep, let's see, the best one. Let's use the best one. They did it. Like, let's see, we're just gonna use an emoji, I guess. I want a clock. Let's go with 5 o'clock. Why not? Okay, cool. And so I'm going to put this stuff. All right, let's put this right in the root. And after this, hopefully, our browser will be happy. Okay, so now we got rid of that error. That's nice. We got a cool little fave icon up there. So, you know, it's these little tiny details. I mean, I know it seems goofy to be spending time doing this now, but if you, I used to, when I was a contractor at this one company, I put a sign over my desk. It said, "There is no tomorrow." And what it kind of meant was, if you don't deal with these little things right now, they're just not going to get done. Just go ahead and just take care of it now. We got our cool little fave icon up there, so that's nice. Now, I'm going to basically, the focus of this page is I'm going to have, since there is no time information in the URL, I want them to enter a date and time. And the easiest way to do that, honestly, nowadays is, thanks to HTML5, is an date time input. So let's try that. So input date time local. And we'll give it an ID, and we'll call this call it date picker. And yeah, let's get rid of that annoying thing I just did. All right, and so now we have a date picker. Yeah. It's not beautiful, but it is functional, I guess. Now, the cool thing is, since, okay, this is a philosophy thing too, is, yeah, I could go find a fancier date picker somewhere that's, you know, with React or something like that. But this is a built-in browser control, which means I'm pretty much guaranteed nowadays, especially it's been around a long time. You can go look at it real quick. It's like in Mozilla, usually you can see, you know, how long it's been around. But it's available in pretty much every browser now, right? Let's take a look. So far down here. Yep, pretty much across the board we can use this control, and it's not a big deal. So since it's built into the browser, I'm a one-man shop. I don't have time to check, you know, every version of every, you know, mobile browser and everything, you know, but the odds are if they're using, you know, one of the popular, it's going to work, and it's just going to work, and I don't have to think about it. So I can spend my time doing some progressive enhancements and maybe making that look a little nicer, and that kind of stuff. So let's see if we can do any styling on this thing. First of all, let's go ahead and let's get this thing centered again. So in our main, we're going to display flex as well. Okay, actually, I tend to put display at the top. Just do. All right, display flex. Okay, so now justify content, align items. Okay. All right, yay, it's in the middle. And okay, so now let's see how much styling we can do on this thing. For example, let's get the font a little bigger on that thing. So now we're going to use our ID. Sorry, it's probably kind of hard to see. Get that up there near the top. Let's see. And let's see, what else can we do? Get rid of this border, maybe. Okay. Now, obviously, the fonts on this page are kind of a mess. So this is another thing where I'm not a designer, but I'm at least going to get a font that doesn't make my eyes hurt. So let's look into fonts now. And so a quick and dirty way to do that, obviously, is with Google Fonts. So let's go check out the old Google Fonts. I want fonts. Okay. You can just go ahead and do this. Sometimes I'll do this shotgun approach. Oh, I could spend literally an hour, but I'm not going to make you guys watch me scroll down this page for an hour picking a font. So, you know what? I like this Gothic font. It's got Korean. How bad could it be? So let's go ahead and get some. Okay, here we are. Yeah. Grab them all. Boom. All right. So we'll grab these guys. Yeah, we'll just go with that. Let's see. Okay. All right, so now got to put this in here. Let's get our, let's go with this. Let's throw it in here too. Why not? We can always change it out if we want to later. All right, so that looks a little prettier. Not as bad. Obviously, it's not going to win any design awards. All right, so the next thing would be, I'll give you guys, I'll give the listeners, or the listener, a choice. So I can either go functionality first or do some more design stuff first. So I'll let you guys decide what you want to see first. Okay, we'll do some functionality first. First things first. So, this thing pops up. It's, it's unpopulated, right? But I guess you can pick today. Let's populate this thing with something that's not completely crazy. So let's when it comes up, let's populate it with today's date and maybe the nearest round hour above where we're at now, right? Just so it doesn't come up randomly, with nothing on it, right? How are we going to do that? So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here, and this is once our controls are loaded, we are going to, let's go ahead and initialize the site. So we can say, all right, so let's just do that and see what that looks like. Yep, that did not work. Let's see. So why did that not work? Let's go see. Man, that's really small. Get something up here. It's almost impossible to find. Okay, right here. There we go. Oh, okay, that's why. It's complaining because the date format. Which, I'll fix this, but this kind of bugs me. It's like, come on, JavaScript, you could do better. So what we'll do this is we'll go ahead and call this initial date equals new date for now. And then I think it's 2 ISO strings, is that right? Yeah, that's what it's called. Capitals. Okay. Okay. That's how it's going to be. So once again, even the default ISO format is not compatible with the date and time. So we're going to have to adjust it a little bit. All right, so let's go ahead in here. This is a good chance to write us a function. So we'll call a function to date picker format. All right. And so we will, what's the cleanest way to do this? C: SS followed by, hours, minutes, seconds, .sss. The only thing it's really complaining about is the Z. So you guys notice this. We're going to get into this later, but time zones, man. Spend more time thinking about time over here than you would believe. But, this last little bit, right? Everybody knows Z stands for Zulu time, technically. It used to be called, when I was a kid, it was called Greenwich Mean Time, GMT, right? And you'd see that everywhere. And then it got changed to Universal Coordinated Time, UTC, right? But that's, I guess, a French acronym. So what is it? Oh, it's Universal Time Coordinated. But it's a French thing. So anyway, so UTC time, basically it's the time that it is at the prime meridian, which is running through England because at the time England owned the whole world. And so whenever we're dealing with times, basically the rule is you should always use UTC for everything because otherwise you'll be driven insane trying to convert back and forth from local time. So this is the UTC timestamp, but it's got the Z at the end because it's marking it as Zulu time. So we'll just get rid of the Z. And the couple different ways I could do that. Honestly, this is pretty safe because the ISO 2 ISO string format, this thing will never change in my lifetime probably. But it bugs me to just remove the Z arbitrarily by doing a substring or something. So yeah, we'll do this. We'll just replace it. We know it's got a Z. We'll replace it with nothing. Okay. And now we'll do date picker format. Initial date. Okay. So now it's a little better. I could slice it. I could get fancy. I could do a regular expression or something. But the thing is, in this case, I'm going to go with the fact that it is almost inconceivable that this will ever change. The ISO string, it's been like this for a long time. So we're gonna roll with it like that. The thing this also pushes me to look at is that thing's really big. Actually, so let's do this. We're gonna kind of cheat here, but let's see. How many characters are there? 3, 6. This thing is probably, I don't know, 30 characters wide or something. Let's look at our styling again, and instead of using rems, let's use. If you guys ever used, you probably used VW view width. So this is a good way to kind of scale things. So we'll say font size. Let's start with 1 view width and see how that looks. It's a little too small. And let's get rid of this stupid breakpoint there. Okay. Let's use 3 view widths. This is basically 3% of the width of the view, right? So each character takes up 3% right now. Yeah, let's make it 4%. See how that looks. So then as we do this, yeah, there you go. So, you know, it's kind of a cheap way to do decent responsiveness, right? So we'll make each character that big. Okay, so now, once again, this looks kind of messy. I mean, we got today's date. Let's go ahead and round this up to the nearest hour. And so, the way we're going to do that is, let's see here. Let's dig into date timestamps a little bit here. So, the script. The date object has a constructor that takes, but doesn't it take, yeah, there we go. Hours, minutes, seconds, milliseconds, right? I can reinvent the wheel, or here's where I would totally just cheat. It's like, okay. Don't need to waste time reinvent the wheel. Let's go look, round. There's a whole blog post about this. Oh, that's very clever. All right. So I'm thinking what we're going to want to do is, let's create a new function. Let's see. All right, we're going to create this round to next hour function. Let's think about the cases. So if it is currently on the hour, I guess if it just so happens to be on the current hour, it's almost never going to happen, but I guess we'll return the next hour. So what we'll do is this. We'll say date, set minutes. Yep. So we get the current number of minutes, and so we'll take 60. So we're 5 minutes after the hour, then we're going to get 55 minutes. Right, okay. And then, all right, so once again, thank you, Borislav. All right, we'll grab that. Let's see. So now, okay, there. And that's completely wrong, but, you know, that's okay. We can deal with that. All right, so let's see. Oh, actually, that is right. Okay, now we're getting into the UTC stuff again, right? So this is what time it is in Greenwich, England, right? So let's go ahead and get it into local time. And it's actually forcing me to get rid of the milliseconds, I guess, something like that. So let's look at that. Let's figure out how to get this thing into local time. We have our date, and we're getting into ISO. So I think this is kind of hinky, but we're going to have to... Let's try this. Equals. I think we can do that, right? And then set hours. Get hours plus. See, what I'm trying to do is, you know, I'm writing these functions so that I can use them in the future, because I'm going to need them. I'm going to need them later down the road. So get hours plus date dot get time zone offset. All right, which is in hours, right? It's between minutes. Okay, get minutes. Oh, wow, minutes. Okay. Well, okay. That's not right yet either, but we'll see. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so let's see what we got here. We got date. This is accurate. It's at GMT plus 7, right? Let's see here. Negative 420. Nice. That seems wrong, though. Am I misunderstanding what that's supposed to be? It's positive if we're behind UTC and negative if we're ahead of UTC. Ah, ha, ha. All right. I get it. It's basically the time zone offset is what you would add to the local time to get UTC. So we'll subtract. And we'll see what happens. Let's see. All right. Still not right. I think because maybe set minutes. Okay. Is that right? And then, yeah, okay. Ta-da! Kind of. All right, so now we have a date picker that's initialized to actual local time, right? And let's do that. And then let's go ahead and put back my round to next hour function. And ta-da! So that's a little cleaner. So now we have initialized it successfully to almost what I wanted. It's actually 9:05 here, so my logic's kind of janky. Let's figure that out. I wanted to round up, since it's after 9 o'clock, I want to round it up to 10 o'clock. So let's figure out what happened there. So round to next hour. Let's go ahead and check this function out. Okay. Get minutes is 7, right? So, okay, so if we take get minutes and we add 60. And then basically when I do this set minutes to 0, it truncates it down to the nearest hour. So I'm so confident taking the breakpoint out there. 10 a.m. So now we have a website that initializes itself to the next hour from where we're currently at locally and the current date. So, okay, that's kind of cool. So the next thing we want to do, that's kind of annoying. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to come up with a URL format to communicate, right? So basically, once you've set this thing, I want to have a URL. We'll put a box here somewhere where you can copy the URL out, and you send it to someone. And I want it to look. I've thought about this a little bit already, but I think I want it to look like this. I think I want to be like 2022. What is today? 9/19, right? Yeah, 9/19. And then the time, and this will have to be UTC again, right? So it'll be like 0 to 100 or whatever, something like that. And here's the thing: I know that times look like the colons would be good, but man, putting colons in your URLs is a nightmare. So we're not going to do that. We're going to just go ahead and go with something like this, right? And I'm not going to go super precise. I think maybe just that, because I want the URLs to be small enough that you could easily kind of communicate them with somebody. Or if you wanted to edit it manually, you can come in here and say, oh, I don't want to do it at 2, I want to do it at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock or whatever. So this is my spec right here. And so now we'll see the next thing we got to do is I have outgrown my cool little Python-based web browser. So we're going to have to go to something else. And that something else I want to use is Nginx. I'm going to use Nginx to do this. So let's take a look. So you remember before I told you we wanted to make that folder www. Now that's going to come in handy because I'm going to create another folder parallel to that. I'm going to put my Nginx configuration stuff in there. So let's go ahead and I want to do this. Where's my Nginx install? Let's see here. So instead of root being HTML, the root's going to be. Okay, we're going to go with root www like that, right? Okay, now. Okay. And Nginx is running. I think it's running on port 80, right? Ta-da! So now we are right back to where we started from, which is kind of cool. But obviously, I need to do a little bit more voodoo because I had my. Did I save that thing somewhere? No, but we know what we want. We want to be able to do this. We want to be able to do. Like this. Yep. So let me save this. I'll save my spec. There. And now let's fix the configuration file. So to do that, I think I just need to do try files or something like that. So let's go. And what if I make that? Okay, oh, and now I got to restart it. I keep forgetting to do this too. You can't just kill Nginx, which is kind of a problem. There we go. I didn't really have to do all this, but Nginx-s restart. There's it. Stop. Well, whatever, we'll just stop it. Okay. And we'll start it again. Oh, okay. That's probably bad. Yeah. Oh, I see what's going on. Okay, it's not going to serve that thing. It's going to... Okay, fine. So this is where we've got to think again. But what we're going to do is we're going to create a location with a regular expression that's going to map back to index. So let's figure out what that regular expression looks like. Let's going to do this, and we're going to say, let's let's just see if we can get this. Hyphen's not a special character. Let's just see if we can get this. 2 and then hyphen 2. Okay, so that's a date. Okay, so we're going to roll with this. And then we want to serve a specific file. Okay. And let's see, Nginx. A reload? I thought the reload was a thing. Okay, there we go. But it doesn't like that. So let's go see what I did. Unknown directive. So it's not like in my regular expression syntax, maybe. So let's go with double quotes. This is the joy of software development. Now, let's see. Okay, so that configuration did work. And now we're reloaded. Oh, I don't want that, though. So let's try. Interesting. All right, well, kind of worked, but not exactly. It did something. Didn't do what I expected. It downloaded the index file. So alias is not what I want. So what I want is okay, so let's see if I need hours and minutes. Conveniently, it's the same exact syntax. So I'm going to grab the hours and minutes here. Yep, there we go. Okay. And let's get our specification from here. And that actually is supposed to be a dash. Okay, so not found. All right, double check my URL, seems accurate. Not 100% sold on this. There is a way to turn on some more error handling for Nginx so that you can see if it's not matching something. So let's see. So Nginx. Let's see if we can turn on some more logging. Okay. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, let's turn on everything. So we're going to see some more stuff. And restart Nginx. Boom. Oh. Oh wow, I think I broke it. All right, let's kill Nginx. Okay, Nginx is now dead officially. Okay, so let's get back in here. Start a new command prompt up. Fire up a new instance of Nginx. And, all right. And it's still not working, but am I getting any better logging? Yeah, getting some logs. So let's go look at the logs. Okay, that's what I was worried about. Okay, so now this is a misunderstanding of mine with Nginx. So I got to figure out how to. Let's look for SPA because I mean that's really what I want to do is single page application. So, oh wow, that's huge. So try files. I think that's the deal. Now let's do try files. I think that will solve our problem, maybe. Yeah. So now, maybe I did all this for no reason, which is frequent in the software development world. So let's do this. Restart Nginx. Okay. And ta-da, it's back. Now there's some issues, obviously. Yep, because, yeah. Maybe I went overboard here. Let's go ahead and put this back. Okay. Oh. Is that right? Okay, let's see here. Still not right. Because... So I'm going to set the root directive once. That's probably a good idea. Okay. And it is only HTML, so I don't care about that. Location. I think. What if I do that? Will that work? Not really. Okay, so that still works. So what I'm working on now is trying to get it to try and load my fake URLs, like my time URLs like this, as index.html, but not break everything else, because it broke at this point. You'll see what happened was it loaded this file, that file, and also loaded this file as the index page. Everything's the index page at this point, which is not what I want. So it should actually be trying, let's see. So let's look at my syntax for try. Let's see, try files. Okay. So I want to serve a specific file, one that is matched. And so can I just say index? Let's see. What if I just say index? What would happen? Okay, let's see. Okay, that's not found out at all. Now let's see here. Okay, I broke that. Let's try and fix that. In theory, everything's easy until you get to practice. Okay. Now, I want to try this again. Let's see. All right. This is so close. It's just, I think, what is the issue? Oh, I see what's going on. Okay, so let's fix this problem. This is the issue. You look at these URLs. So I fell for this again. If you look in my code in index.html, these are all relative URLs, and they need to be absolute. So let's make them absolute URLs. So CSS is going to be absolute. This is going to be absolute. This is going to be absolute. And magically, they work. Whew. So that was fun. But now we have a configuration where I can pass a URL with some information in it like this, and the page still loads. So now we can write our code to actually interpret the fact that, okay, we were given a date, and I want this to look different. I don't want it to just show the date picker, right? I want it to show like a cool clock maybe and a date or something down here, right? So here is a good time for a check-in, probably. So let's do a quick GitHub check-in. So let's add an existing repository. Okay. And let's go ahead and I'm going to push this to GitHub. But let's go ahead and publish this to there. Time sharing site. There we go. All right. Cannot publish unborn head. Wait, what? I thought I committed this already, didn't I? All right. Okay. So let's see. Get this in here. So now we have our our Nginx configuration done, which actually was kind of one of the harder things to do on this project, I'm pretty sure. Now what we're going to do is we're going to write the code that displays something cool whenever someone sends you a link. So, well, before we do that, let's go ahead and get the link generated. So let's go ahead and create a place to put the link. So the link will go down here. This is a funny thing I just found out about the other day. Output. There's an output element. We'll call this, okay. And then in our code over here, we're going to add a add event listener for change. And what we'll do is create a URL. Let's make sure we're getting it first. So we'll make this like 11 a.m. or whatever. Oh. But we are receiving it, so I don't care about that. Okay, so whenever it changes, let's do this. I'm going to create a function called refresh event URL. Call this event URL. All right. And so refresh event URL will take the date in the date picker. And that's a good question. What type is the date picker value? Yeah, it's just a string. So we're going to have to parse it. So, all right, let's see here. I cannot type at all, you're right. Nave is completely correct. I can't type for crap. So the date picker, that value, so we're going to create our equals. All right. And once we've got our date, then we will say event URL value equals. Okay, so we need some stuff. We need the host name, the protocol, all that kind of cool stuff. The best way I know to do this is actually get the current page's URL. So let's look at this for a second. What is it? Document location. Okay. So document location dot path name, right? So here's what we can do. And actually, I'm going to make a new function called, and it takes a date. How about that? I mean, it may seem like overkill, but we may use this again sometime. So let's go ahead and do this. So we'll say, we'll create a new URL. And what's an interesting thing about that is if you pass in, I'm pretty sure if you pass in a relative path. So let's go ahead and do this. So we're going to say date.get year. Is that right? Let me think about this. Get year. Month. Month I think is odd. I think it's like 0 based or something like that. And then we'll get date dot hours plus 1. And then get minutes. Okay. I can test this. I like to test this stuff on the browser sometimes if it's really kind of complicated. Window location. I should be using window location. Yeah, I will here in a second. Yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do yeah, do that. Okay, let's see here. But my string, oh, that's close. The year is year's 122. Does it get full year? Yeah, get full year. Yeah, full year. All right. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll do get full year. And was the month correct? Yep. The day I did not get in there, so let's get that right. Kind of a hairy template literal, but I think it'll work. Oh wait, what did I do there? Okay. Now, the question is, do I go full OCD and pad them, or do I just roll with it being okay like that? I think if you know me, you probably know the answer. I don't think I can deal with it not being padded. So, let's see. Because, yeah, this looks like kind of sloppy to me. I'd rather see. Well, I don't know. Okay, fine. We're going to go the extra mile. We're going to do it this way. So, I probably won't be able to do it the way I want to do it, not like this. So, all right. So, okay, this is already kind of borderline unreadable. So I'm going to change how this works. Let's do it this way. Let's say... But to make that work, obviously, I'm going to have to do something a little different here. So we're going to do this. Will that work? Let's see. I'm curious now. I'm wondering if I do that. Yeah, that'll work. All right, cool. So we're going to do this. We're going to do get full year. Year, month, day, right? Call this the and now we'll do get month plus 1 to string pad start. Pad start said what was like it's number then string. Okay, fine. Get date, not day of the week. Get date. So awkward. All right. I guess if I wanted to be kind of fancy, I could do this. Is this better? Does this look cleaner? Let's try it this way. Yeah, I think it looks slightly cleaner. Go with this. Okay. Date.get hours, right? Plus 1. Start. And so confusing because we don't have to add 1 to that. ToString. Okay. Okay. Now we got the 2 things we want. So we're going to do date part join hyphen and time part. Hyphen. Okay. And turn. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I guess I could just do that, right? All right. Now. Okay. Oh, I gotta refresh too, right? So let's see, refresh event to URL. We're gonna do that we're gonna do that when we load. We're also gonna do that on the initial load here. Okay, there we go. So here's our URL. Doesn't look very good. Let's do some formatting here. So they both are in main, so we're going to give main the same treatment with, going to give it some flexbox work. So where is my, here we go. Oh, I see. Okay. Is it column? Okay. Now, that looks kind of crappy, but we are now halfway through. Hopefully we're doing good for that then. Okay, so let's do this. Let's at least make this slightly more readable. Event URL. We're going to add some padding to the top. Give it 4 rems and see how that goes. That's too many rems. 3 rems. And I'm also going to make it smaller. Let's make it 60% maybe. Okay. And like I said, there's 0 formatting yet. We're going to do that at the end because I'd rather get the functionality working and then do some styling. So how many lines of JS? We are at presently 52. 52 lines. So probably too many, but we're going to keep it down there. All right, so now we got this. There's a couple little hacks too I can do here. So one thing I'm going to do that makes life easier, even before I do any active stuff like a clipboard button or anything like that, user select all. So now when I click in here, I automatically select the whole thing, right? Which is cool. Okay. So this is the vision. Now we have to change our page once we've gotten a URL. We want to display the other stuff. So let's see. So the way we're going to handle that is, since it's kind of a single page app, I'm going to, let's do it this way. I'm going to create some custom elements here. Goes home, and then this is a very frequent paradigm I use, like whenever I'm doing a single page app. So I do this. So yeah, and actually, if you want, you can check out the code. I pushed it to GitHub, but it's not obviously up to date at the moment. So this is the home page. This is going to be the event page, and so we'll give this a class of hidden for now. So we'll go ahead and make a hidden class, and I'll probably put that right by here. Okay. What did I do there? How did I break that? Oh, I know why. So, actually, call it home, right? No, let's make that a link back to the home page too. So put this in here. Okay, that looks beautiful. Let's at least clean that up, man. I don't understand who thought that was a good idea, ever. Okay. Anyway, we're back home. So now, let's go ahead and get our stuff together. So what we need to do now is when we load, we will need to change the display to our other page. So actually, let me do this too. X page. Okay. Pardon me. So now we're going to initializing the page. We need to see if we have a valid timestamp, right? A date timestamp thing here. This thing. So the way we're going to do that is, what's it complaining about there? Oh, the date picker. Oh, I see. It's still complaining. Am I reading this wrong? Let's see. Year, month, day, t, hours, minutes, followed by optional. That seems right. Why is that? Well, you know what? We're going to do this. We're going to do... there. Okay, so what I did was I said basically, yeah, we're going to replace the end of that string you know, a dot followed by 3 digits and a Z, we're going to place it with nothing. So that's how I'm cleaning up that date picker format stuff, right? No warning. Nice. Okay, so moving on. Yeah, we only got... here's what we're going to do. We are going to see if we have a valid event URL. And so to use a regex for that too. So we'll make a... We'll call this thing. Oh, how about this? Let's do this. Event date equals parse event URL. Right? Yeah, I don't know why I did that. All right, location, right? Date, show, event page. Okay. And while this is not strictly necessary, we'll do this anyway. Nah, that's overkill. We can refresh the event URL, it doesn't cost much. I was just thinking basically if we're showing the event page, this is not visible. We don't technically have to update it, but it doesn't cost much. And I hate else statements. Else should be not a part of your repertoire for the most part. Just keep else out of your code because it makes things confusing later. If I was going to do anything, I guess I could do an early exit. I could say like, yeah. So now we're going to say we need to make a new function called parse event URL. And we got a URL here. And I think it's path, right? So let's see. Path name. All right. So now let's make a regex. So it's going to be / followed by, actually, / followed by digits number 4. This is one where I actually should use let's grab our URL and let's test it online. So regex 101, is that the one? PCMA script, right. Okay, there's my test string. So we're going to start with the beginning of the line, 4 digits, followed by hyphen, followed by 2 digits, followed by hyphen, followed by 2 more digits. Okay, followed by /, followed by that, followed by hyphen, followed by that. And it says no match. Why does it say no match? Oh, because that's one. Okay, that should be it. Match. Okay, so it is. Okay. This syntax is so weird, though. And okay, wrong. Okay, so group year, month, day, date, hour, minute. Okay, cool. Groovy. All right, so now, all right, ta-da. Match URL. Okay, dot path name, right? Did I do that right? Oh, I need yeah, I need that. There we go. Okay. Now, match and new date. Is that minute or minutes? I forgot. Okay. Okay, well, let's just see what happens. That's not how it works. That's what I thought. What was wrong? Let's see. So, It's the other way around. String dot. Okay. Yep. Oh. Groups. Okay. Typo. Groups.date. Okay. There we go. Cool. Okay. So we kind of got something. That's cool. Why are my breakpoints not stopping anymore, though? That is very puzzling to me. All right, I'm going to try restarting Chrome, see if that helps. Didn't I fix this once already? Sorry, I'm not talking much, guys. This is, yeah. Yeah, I thought I'd fixed this issue. Right. It does not conform. Year, month, day, T, hours, minutes, optional seconds. Well, let's get rid of the seconds then. Dang, man. This is, Oh, is that why it was not working? Okay. Oh, I see. All right. Very cool. All right. So now, if this all worked correctly, okay. Why? What is going on, man? Am I insane? Okay. That's weird. Okay. Let's get my event date. If this is accurate, it's null. Oh, that's good. That's right. Everything's cool. Okay, cool. Okay, so now let's go to, boop, grab this bad boy. Boom, feed that in there. And now event date obviously should not be null. It's not. Is the hours, is that messed up? I think that's not right, right? Well, no, it is right. Actually, that is right. Noon UTC. Okay. October 19th? Yeah, the things are not right. Let's see if we can square some of this stuff away. So, oh, I know why. Because guess why? Now I got to subtract all the stuff. Which sucks. Oh, man. Nothing is ever easy, right? So we got to subtract one from the month, one from the hour. Is that true? Which ones do I have to subtract from? Yeah, I have to add one to hours and one to months, so I have to subtract one from those guys. Okay. And which means, of course, I can no longer just rely on JavaScript coursing these. I'm going to have to nothing's easy. All right, here we go. So now we've got date, we've got hour. Okay. Okay. Does that do us any good? Nope. Oh, okay. It's doing that thing again. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Now event date is September 19th. Okay. GMT 11 a.m. Yeah, that's right. Okay, that looks good. So now we have an event URL. We got to do the show event page thing. And did I pass in the date, right? Is that what I did? Yep. And I'm going to do a little bit of infrastructure here. I call it, this is like the most lightweight single page app infrastructure ever. But show page, and let's see, is instance right? Okay. Node, right? Okay. Okay. So now, this is the page I want to show. So what I will do is print element, query selector, active, right? So have I done this yet? Let's see. Yeah, this is how I prefer to do it, actually. I'm going to do it this way. So this is pretty simple. This is the way I do my single page apps a lot of times. Is I use an active class to say which page is visible, and then I just swap it around. So we'll come in here, and we'll say the current active one, get rid of that. So get rid of the current active page, and then we will, and we add active to the current one. There we go. Okay. So we got to flip this stuff around a little bit. We're going to add a, okay. Yeah, okay, now I got to get into this. Since main is holding the pages, we're going to do it this way. So we hide them all by default, and then X page block. All right. Okay, get rid of that probably. All right, so now back over here. Show page. Show page event, right? Yeah, that's right. Okay, I keep forgetting about that. Okay. Right. Okay. All right. Oh, what? I'm saying it's a custom event. Oh, that's weird. I may have gotten too fancy here. Let's do this. I thought I worried about this earlier. I play a lot of games. Okay, you might have not noticed what I'm doing with the IDs, but they get defined as globals in the window object. But I think I've ran into a name collision there. Let's see here. So, all right. So did it work? I think it did. Okay. So now we're showing the event page. Nice. Now I want to show a cool clock with the event and the date and stuff. So let's lay that out a little bit. I use Affinity Designer. I'm not a designer or anything, but I do have to do stuff like this occasionally. So I will use Affinity, and I will start a clock. Yes, 1 hour and 5 minutes left to go live. That's right. So better get cracking. Okay, so let's see. I'm still building a clock. All right. I'll save this guy off. Remember what I told you before about when I build these projects, I go up one folder because now I already need this, right? So let's go into projects. Exactly. And we'll create a design folder. Okay. Let me make sure that these guys are, see, this is the minute hand, hour hand. Make sure these guys are at least centered. Okay, so let's export this as an SVG. Yeah, this is the point when, yeah. And okay. More than one way to do this, so we'll do it this way. Oh wait, I know. Oh, wait, no, didn't I export? Oh shoot, what did I do? What did I do? Clock face. All right, clock face. Minute hand. Selection only. Export. Minute hand. Save. Yes. And then, did I get the hour hand yet? Selection area. Okay. All right, so minute hand. Okay. And oh, what happened there? Oh, I know why. Okay. So we need to do a little bit of stuff here. I need to okay. Clock face 2, right? What do I call it? Clock face. Whatever my clock face is going now. Oh. I mean, that's fine. All right, there we go. If that thing is off-centered, I will lose my mind. I'll simply lose my mind. I think it is though. Let's see here. Minute hand. I don't have an hour hand yet though. Let's see. Oh. Oh, there's two things there? Whoa, wait. I see what's happened here. Oh, yeah. Yep. And we're done. Kind of. Let me get the hour hand in there. That wasn't so bad, was it? Okay. Did I put the clock face in there? I think I did. Yeah, I did too much. Hold on. Let's go back over here. Hour hand, I need to export selection only. And that's hour hand, right? Okay, yes, I do. Now go to hour hand. Nope, not that. Okay. Wait a minute, where is this at? Wait, okay, yeah, because that's what's wrong. Right there, this has to go. Okay. And this has to go here. Okay. And not beautiful, but God, you know what I want. Okay, there we go. Ta-da! Okay, so that's working. Now let's fix this. We got how long to do all this, man? Oh, 15 minutes to finish it and deploy it. Yeah. You know, I was initially, instead of calling this thing the lone coder, I was going to call this the rabbit hole, and that's why. This is exactly why I would call it the rabbit hole. Okay. So, time to write some code. Let's go back in here. Show event page. Boom. So, style equals rotate, and then it's going to be get hours. Okay, first of all, let's see. This is UTC now, right? So and date dot. Okay. That's right. Okay, so let's see here. Hours, right? Set hours. Alright, there we go. Get hours. hours over 12 for now. More maths. That's right. Oh, yeah, okay, let's see. Is that right? No, it's not right. Oh, wait, hold on. What? Okay. Okay. Make that there. Show it right. Okay. Okay, let's see what I'm actually telling it to do. Oh, okay, yeah. Duh. Okay. Went a little bit overboard here. Okay, so need to do 12 times 360. Okay. Yeah, right. Divided by 60 times 360. Okay, so that's not exactly what I wanted. Let's do some other stuff. I want to clean this up because it's bothering me. Let's see. Those guys, right? First of all, what's up with that? That should be... Oh, I know why. Oh. What did I break up here? Somehow I broke this page too in the meantime. How did I do that? Yeah, I mean, this should be working, right? Home. Yeah. Oh, home page. Duh. Okay, that's why. Okay. So this is supposed to be 12 p.m. today, right? So yeah. Well, this is a terrible time. I want to pick a different time. Let's make it 4 p.m. Something like that, right? Okay. So did I get the sign wrong again? Let's see here. Maybe. Nope. Not that easy. Okay, let's see. What did I do wrong? It's 4 p.m. So I didn't need to do anything. Okay. I have 5 minutes to deploy this thing. Not exactly right either. It's kind of got issues. Guys, I'm going to have to admit defeat. I did not get it done in 5. I did not get it done in 4 hours for sure. Obviously, mistakes were made. What do I do about it? I guess I could pick it up next week, or I can just, you know, still, this is bugging me here. So, let's see. I know why too, right? It's like, okay. Yeah, guys, I'm not going to do 5 minutes, and honestly, I'm kind of hungry, and I've probably got to pee. So, I'm trying to figure out what to do. I'm going to do this again next Monday, so I'm guessing I'll just pick up this project next Monday and finish it, because I do want to go through the deployment stuff, you know, spinning up the VM and doing all that and setting DNS and everything, too. So I think that's my plan, and I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out for the whole 4 hours, man. I'm sorry I didn't get it done, but I spent a little too long on this clock probably, but it still makes me kind of mad, and I'm going to probably look into that and see why. But, guys, I'm going to stop the stream. I'll hang out in Discord here for a second, though. So, how do I stop streaming? So many windows.